Mate, tell everyone a bit about your backstory. So, have you always been on the Sunshine Coast, by the way?
Yeah. I grew up here on the coast, and yeah. How far do I go back? So yeah, I grew up here, went to
Go all the
school,
way,
and then went
all the way,
traveling. And
mate.
what's that?
Go all the way back.
Yeah, I guess yeah. Went finished school here, and yeah, grew up here, and then went traveling for like 5 years, and yeah, each time I came back, I kind of fell in love with this place a little bit more. And during the travels, I started doing photography, and
G'day, people. Here we are, Filmmaker. So, I'm extra excited today to be having a chat with Sam Hagen from The Human Story. Some of you guys will probably know him from his other production business or earlier production business, Moonsahker. So Sam's a local sunny coaster for all of us who live in this beautiful part of the world, Queensland Sunshine Coast. So respect for that. And I am, as I put in the description, really excited to hear the latest news, what he's been up to and where his focus lies. I mean, just the way that he is positioning his business to focus on what connects us rather than what divides, I think is a beautiful sentiment in itself. And if you had a chance to look at the cover art or the thumbnail for this episode, I put a few pics in there that he shared with me and just some beautiful imagery from people obviously in unique parts of the world with interesting stories to tell. G'day, mate.
hey, how you going?
Pretty
Can you hear
good.
me? Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. I can hear you.
How are you?
Oh, I tell you what, it's just been technology.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my God. It's just,
Still not there. It's still
it,
not easy yet, is it?
it's pretty, no, live streaming is definitely not as simple as I thought it was going to be.
Mm,
Well, it's tricky because now I'm on StreamYard and it is pretty plug and play, reasonably plug and play. It would be complete plug and play if you were happy just to use your bloody camera from your laptop and your microphone from your laptop. But it gets trickier when you want to actually connect a decent camera and microphone to sort of
yeah,
do something a little bit more professional. So,
yeah. I did it
um,
the other day, and it took me a long time to get it all working. You
get
look
it
pretty good
going.
though.
Yeah.
You've got a good setup there.
Have you? Are you running StreamYard?
No, I didn't do StreamYard, but I did an online course about a month ago. So I set up a Black Magic and used the really nice the A10 Mini, the Black Magic A10 Mini Pro, and so I set it all up, and it looked really good. But it took me a while to get it all get it all working.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, well, because I was trying to, and I think I will probably transition to Ecamm or Ecamm Live. I was almost 100% there, and I've even bought a subscription to Restream.io so I could get it out to YouTube and Facebook and maybe some other places down the track. But then the Achilles heel that just did me over this morning, hence why we're a fraction late, was you have to use Skype, right, as the medium for doing an interview, which is one, I don't think you could have this layout, and have your branding, which is probably just not quite as nice. And two, I couldn't get Skype to pick up my DSLR camera or my
Yeah,
separate microphone. I thought, well, I've just defeated like half the
yeah,
bloody point.
waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Anyway,
sure.
we'll push on. So now, mate, I mean, I'm sure you're no stranger to tech challenges. I think it's kind of part and parcel of the filmmaking business. There's always something going wrong, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always YouTubing, always something computer wise, or you know, always issues. It's just problem solving, really. That's half of the job.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people actually refer to filmmaking as problem solving, and I think it's true. And there is an element of it that I like. Like I was talking to Taz Garcia last week, and just saying I kind of like a little bit of the kind of get the gaff tape, strap that to something or other. Like this isn't
Mm.
working. We'll use the iPhone, et cetera, et cetera. But it can make things a little bit bit frantic.
Yeah, I think if you're the one person, if think there's more people on the team and you're not worrying about it all, it's okay. But if you're trying to do lighting and solve problems and then working with like talent and stuff, it's not very fun. But if you're just there solving problems, fixing things with lighting, yeah, I like it. That's when my adrenaline goes the most when I'm like doing gaffer jobs or doing DPing.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's true. I mean, I'm probably got that on my side. I do like adrenaline sort of things, and it's definitely this live streaming gig has been keeping me on my toes because there's none of the luxury of just editing things out later. It's all
Yeah, yeah,
it's all
for sure.
happening. And
Yeah,
yesterday, I just butchered a really great interview with this guy. We're talking about suicide prevention and some pretty significant stuff and interesting topic around neuroplasticity and rewiring people's brains and what have you. And I believe it's because the battery was just going low and pretty much died on my microphone. It just had this weird pop, 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 pop sound
mm.
all over the top of my audio. And so I wasn't wearing headphones because I didn't want to. And
Oh, didn't know. Yeah,
no.
it's a really nice
Anyway,
feeling.
mate, tell everyone a bit about your backstory. So, have you always been on the Sunshine Coast, by the way?
Yeah, yeah. I grew up here on the coast, and yeah. How far do I go back? So yeah, I grew up here, went to
Go all the
school,
way,
and then went
all the way,
traveling. And
mate.
what's that?
Go all the way back.
Yeah, I guess yeah. Went finished school here, and yeah, grew up here, and then went traveling for like 5 years, and yeah, each time I came back, I kind of fell in love with this place a little bit more. And during the travels, I started doing photography, um, and then that kind of turned into video. Yeah, and then I was a youth worker for a couple of years while doing video, and then um, video kind of took off, and I was able just to focus on that, which was really nice because on the coast, you've got to do a wide range of projects, and the work isn't always there. So there was times of the year that was a bit quiet, but slowly getting the reputation now to. I think it's just getting into the right networks to have it sustainable and not have 2 months, 3 months of the year where you're stressing out about work. Um, yeah,
Yeah, well, that's it. And I mean, that was, for me, pre-COVID, the last year, and then the beginning part of this year up till probably March or so. That was all the early start of me trying to, get into the video and filmmaking space with the ultimate desire to head towards, getting to do directing or I like the DP sort of side of things too. But and that was so hard. Like, it was a really, really hard run. I was only just getting to the point where I could hire a couple extra people,
yeah,
to actually help level the quality up a bit. And then COVID sort of came in. So it's
mm,
tricky, isn't it? Because it's amazing. It's such an amazing place to live that you know within yourself that it's not right now the place to be for filmmaking if you're kind of thinking I want to get into making movies or bigger productions. But the lifestyle here and the people are just so good.
yeah. And you just get. I guess when it's so easy as well, you kind of get stuck. I don't know. There's this year I've kind of gotten to know more filmmakers on the coast, but before that I was just in my silo, and I think being around creative people is a really good benefit, especially this kind of works. So it's like you kind of just plateau. I think I don't know when you're comfortable, you're not inspired to learn or get outside your comfort zone. So yeah, there's good things about living on the coast, but then also there's a negative element to it. Working from home, all that kind of, all the motivation. It's all kind of personal things you've got to go through really to
Mm,
make it successful.
yeah. So when did you make the shift to go to the human story films?
Yeah, so it was Moonshaker Media for like 3 years, and after a couple of years, I kind of I couldn't really, I didn't really know what it was. I don't know. I wasn't really excited to tell people what the name was. I was like, oh, it's just Moonshaker Media, and so I didn't really know what it was. So it was really hard for me to sell it. And if I didn't really believe in it, then it wasn't. How am I supposed to get people to pay me to do projects? And when I went on my website, you couldn't really know you didn't really know what I do. Like there's heaps of like those wedding stuff. There was like business, corporate, a range of different things. And what I really liked doing was like 5 to 10 minute kind of mini docos about stories about real people, and that
Mm.
was about 20% of the work that I'd done with Moonshaker Media. And I went through an 8 week boot camp, a business boot camp called the Refinery, which is run by the Sunshine Coast Council, and it was perfect. It was exactly what I needed, and I kind of just came up with that new name. I was trying to figure out the words that I wanted in there, and it was human and it was story, and so that kind of worked. Um, and yeah, and so I kind of I'm still in the process of doing a little rebranding, like logos and designers and all this stuff. Kind of takes a lot longer than you think, but yeah, kind of rebranding to aim towards kind of 5 to 10 minute kind of brand docs, really. Kind of
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
that you can I don't know, something that's a little bit easier for a brand or a business to put money towards, like they can
yeah,
use it, and it's not like I've done one long feature, and it was just a lot of time, a lot of stuff, time on my own, and it's yeah, if you it's yeah, there's not much money in that. Like I think it's you have to have a real passion for that project and not have any financial um, strings kind of keeping you there. And I mean,
yeah,
being a one man band most of the time, like I have an editor now, and I have a shooter who works with me, but a lot of the time it is me. So it's just a little bit more sustainable doing those kind of projects, those 5 to 10 minute projects.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, like I think it's a tricky process. I think there are a lot of little inflection points from what I could gather, where it's sort of little steps where you can kind of level up or you can kind of perhaps move a bit closer to what you're really passionate about. Because I get completely what you're saying, like and it's because that's I found the same thing in the early phases. I was just like, you know what, I'm pretty much this. If somebody wants video, I'm going to shoot it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like
mm.
whatever. And I also kind of thought I want to try my hand at a few different things anyway. Um, but I think it's awesome if you can get to that point where you can focus more of your attention into doing the types of projects that you really want to do, and longer term, if you can sustain it, I think that's where people tend to have more success, don't they? Like they kind of get a bit more known for like a particular type of work.
Yeah. I think if you can niche into a particular thing, especially now, like the market is now Australia and the world. Like it's not like local with the internet. So if you niche into something that you're really passionate for and just keep on going with it, like 5, 10 years, then people will recognize you. I think you
Yeah,
just got to trust in it will happen if you just keep on pushing it and not try and control. Like you got to relinquish control a lot of the time. I don't know, whenever I'm stressed about work, and then I just kind of say, "Oh, it's going to happen," and then I get a call, a new job or something like that. So it's yeah, it's a weird in just like thing freelancing. It can be really good, but then it can be quite stressful.